So this video is a do not buy. I'm a little bit late to it. And before we get into any of it, I have to thank the guys over at Sqaunch Games for hitting me up with not only a key for the game, but also a key for the High on Knife DLC, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. And no, this is not a review in any way, shape or form. I have not completed the entire thing. And that is because I pretty much have zero interest in this DLC from what I've played. I played a little over half an hour. And some of you are going to say, well, that's not enough to make up an opinion. But this DLC, for £12.80, is going to last anywhere between maybe 2 and 4 hours. And the less exploration and stuff you do, the shorter it's going to be. So it's basically £13 for a couple of hours worth of extra gameplay. But the thing that really let me down, the thing that annoyed me, is you're basically just going to this new city, from what I've played anyway. You're going off to this new city. And the whole thing is just based on slugs. You've got these slugs, they live in a place called Salt Lake City, and there's just mini games essentially. The first thing I did was a race, and I say a race, it's basically a time trial to try and beat the fastest slug that's there. And then the second thing, because you've basically got to collect these cards and stuff to go and play this game with another slug that's in the area. You're doing all of this. I don't think this is forced. I believe this is optional stuff to do an extra side quest sort of thing. But you have to interact with the people, so you might as well do the mini games at the same time in order to make progress and get to where you need to get, which is a package for the knife that you get in the base game in High on Life. But you've got these slugs, they're absolutely everywhere. It's just a bunch of mini games as you're making your way through it, which is just, I believe it's there just to, it's filler content. It's just to add to the bit of playtime that you're going to have throughout this DLC. And the absolute worst thing, the thing that really, really put me off with this, and I don't care how the story goes, Kenny is not there anymore. The main gun in the game is gone. And I believe there's a little bit of lore behind it. It's 2 years later, you've lost one of your guns, so on and so forth. They might bring Kenny back in another DLC. But in this DLC, there's no such thing as Kenny. Your original gun, I think the one that people probably attach themselves to the most, Kenny's not there. So this DLC, you're playing in some random Salt Lake City. There's a load of slugs. It gets irritating, especially when you win the race. The slug just does not shut the fuck up. And I totally understand the comedy side to this game, but I really, really enjoyed the base game. But this DLC just felt forced. From what I've played, it seems as though it was a little bit rushed. They were trying to force comedy. I don't know why, but that is my opinion on it. I don't enjoy this. It's not for me. Some people are going to enjoy it. But for me personally, I believe you should not buy this. I think it's a waste of time. I didn't enjoy what I played at all. Being because the main gun is gone. The slugs can be really, really irritating. Especially when you've got to go around and talk to the locals. You talk to half of them and they do nothing for the story. So you're just sitting there listening to a load of waffle that's coming out of their mouths. So no main gun. The slugs are annoying. The mini games just feel like filler content. And because of that, in my opinion, I'm going to say do not buy the High on Knife DLC for High on Life. I personally feel as though it was a bit of a letdown. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.